back to our planet and leave you pathetic Earthlings here on the planet to die.
Anything can happen. Probably what it's going to be, isn't it? Folks, you're going to have to get this golf right now because I'm not going to take the golf away from you. For you today, and you need to get it now. Because not much time left. Yeah, I'm not. You're going to take your golf out. I'm fucking mad about it, man. Yeah, you'll probably hear that before it's over with. Let weapons of terror be created. Now, established in reading William Bramley and reading the rest of this, the weapons of terror they refer to are the nuclear weapons. Yeah. Weapons of mass destruction.
Mass.
So they're saying they should, go to this planet or wherever it is and just launch nuclear weapons.
Hey, Chad, what's that?
The shit out of stuff and go in and pick up all the gold.
I sent you a message.
Before decision, Llama was too feeble. What did he know
about
that kind of a choice?
You want to see the queen?
Orbit of Nibiru was completed.
I got her
in the fields
in bubble wrap.
Was not
diminished. Hey, Polly, how you doing? Huh?
The volcanoes continued belching, and the atmosphere was still not repaired. A third shar passed before it was. A shar is a year in Nibiru, by the way. It's a
I'm packing some grape pie in my shit.
Or a year, a marking of a sort of passage of time. So when they say a third shar passed and fourth shar passed, that's a notation of time, by the way. Still, the gold was not obtained. In the land,
Danielle,
there was still strife. Strife was abundant. There was no food, no water. Everybody in the lands were disjointed. Everybody was accusing each other. Everybody's running around basically like a chicken with their head cut off, not knowing
what's up, Renee.
Playing game.
How you doing tonight?
And there's basically saying, well, then if this is our destiny to die like
messing with some cherry pie and some unknown, or not cherry pie, but grape pie and some stuff I don't know what it is from the local club. It was on sale.
The king's accusations were directed foolishly, unreasoning, and greater calamities except the cure he brought forth. From the olden storehouses, weapons were retrieved. A rebellion, there was much speaking. The prince of the royal palace was the first.
Yeah, I left a message on there to bring it back up to the front so I could look at my pictures real good. I had to dig deep, man. Yeah, I talk to a lot of people all the time.
And attacked him
on the messengers. So.
And
yeah, I had to scroll down. I was like, "Holy fuck!"
The king is no more. Was bleeding out to the throne room. Alalu rushed on the throne. He himself seated, without right or counsel of king. He pronounced himself king. In the land, all unity was lost. Some rejoiced the death of Llama. Some were saddened by it. Now this is the account of the kingship of Alalu and of the going to earth. So when this guy, essentially what they're telling us is that this guy Llama died, and this guy Alalu, who just wasn't anybody, basically came in and said, I'm not of the bloodline. I'm just a regular person. I'm taking over. And now that I'm taking over and I'm the new game in town, I'm saying that we're going to Earth and we're going to go get the gold there. So there was no talk of going to Earth and mining Earth. That's interesting. By the power structure of people that existed on the throne in Nibiru, there was no talk of even going to Earth to do this until this usurper came in and basically took over the throne by, sheer brute force. He came in, killed the king, took over and became king, and said, we're going to Earth, get the gold to fix this problem. That's very interesting. This is why they say that the people came to Earth and did the things that they did and created humans and all this stuff.
So there's her Micah in her little hat.
Pursued from some of the other inhabitants of Nibiru.
And there's her.
They were pursued by other Anunnaki.
Blood red all the way through
so
her.
That kind of clears that up a little bit, doesn't it?
And the four winds.
So it wasn't that we were even, invaded or genetically manipulated by people who were,
There's both of them.
Of the royal bloodline. These were basically usurpers. We were.
So yeah, they're
kind of an unbelievable thing. In the land,
they're looking good.
Unity was lost, and many people did not like the kingship of this guy Allah just coming in and saying, "I'm taking over. I'm the new game in town."
Yeah, some cherry punch. Nice, nice.
Princes were agitated. The council.
Yeah, I like her Micah.
From father to son,
succession nice on
the throne continued. Even Lama the eighth, by adoption, a son was proclaimed. Who was Alalud? Was he a legal heir? Was he a firstborn? By what right did he usurp? Was he not a king slayer? Before the seven who
this one ain't no slouch. I like hers too. Good, nice little rock of it in there.
Judged by 7 people.
And of course, this camera just isn't going to do it justice.
Son of the firstborn royal seed, was he?
So I'm going to put these ladies up.
Ang Shargal, I am descended before the judges, he claimed, by a concubine. My ancestor was born to him. Alam was his name. By the count of Shars, by the count of years, Alam was the firstborn throne to belong to him. So basically, he came in and said, no, I can prove that I am part of this bloodline. So they couldn't really argue with that. The royal annals from the House of Records were brought forth. With much care they were read. On and onto the first royal couple, there were 3 sons and no daughters born to them. The firstborn was Anki. He died on the throne. He had no offspring. Middle son.
We've already listened to this. We're going to listen to it again.
Shargal was his first.
It's the
throne. He ascended after him.
Lineage on Planet Heaven
kingship
that we're listening to.
Did not continue. So it didn't continue on that far.
AKA Nibiru.
They're trying to figure out: does he have the right to be king? You know, is he the usurper? This, that, and the other. Succession must be reconsidered to the assembly, he said. Through neither firstborn nor by the queen of a son of pure seed am I descended. The essence of On in me is preserved, by no concubine diluted. So he's saying, basically, yes, she had, On had, my father had sex with, a person who wasn't of the bloodline, but it didn't dilute it. I'm still part of he's trying to just convince these people that he is one of them up through the bloodline so that he can, maintain power. They asked for his name. It is Anu. After my forefather, I named. Now, what's interesting about that? Wow. So this is the story of Anu. So the guy who took over and usurped the throne was Anu.
Yep.
And we know that Anu's sons later on
Enlil and Enki.
were Enlil and Enki.
Sure are.
So Enlil and Enki, who allegedly caused all this havoc on Earth.
I bet that is tasty.
Blood and genetic manipulation and all this stuff, and seeding mankind with these phony religions. Were the results of
it's okay. I just wanted to know, you drew the pawns out nice and shape and everything.
True.
But I was wondering, did you want them red and blue solid, or did you want them clear with the red and blue moons? What did you have in mind for those? Because you wanted the moon flipping on them. I could do a quarter moon on 2 of them and flip it twice on each set. I was wondering, did you want the, how'd you want it to look? Yo, listen to this lady. Renee's just fucking punching it up. She got the fruit punch going. Fucking Hawaiian punch and shit. Got the cherry pie mix with the fucking punching cookies and indicas. That sounds good. I'm coming over to heading over to Renee's. Shit. I don't even know what the hell I'm smoking. I know that's grape pie. This here is orange something. It's very citrusy. Orange sunshine. It's pretty citrusy. Yeah, he has them drawn like that, actually. But I didn't know if he wanted them blue and red full colors, or if he wanted them clear with the moon's different colors, or how he wanted to do that. And I wanted to make sure.
You started live.
Yes, I did.
You're dead.
I know.
Bad. He's gonna leave you forever, man.
He actually has them drawn like that. So yeah, I would do the other one of a grin and give you the full spectrum of the moon flip twice because they get 8 pawns each. That's half your chess set right there. Clear with the moon colored. All right, you got it. Then we can get started on that tonight. Because I've got plenty of clear and enough color to do all of them. So then we'll have the pawns and the kings and queens all knocked out once we get 16 of these pawns done. That shouldn't take too long. It's just once I get the size of one, then I got to match it 16 times and draw moons on them. It's not going to be difficult. That'll keep your costs down. It's half your fucking chess set. I think today. Yeah. Today is well, no, tomorrow, Wednesday. I might later this afternoon. I don't know. I got to call around and find out exactly what I need. Hopefully, get it together in time. But I was thinking Wednesday. I might get it done tomorrow. Okay, I could. It's going to take an awful lot longer, but I certainly could. I could put the spirals in them. Do I have? I know I've got enough red to do that. I can do. I've got enough ruby. I could do the pawns like that on that side. We'll have to wait for the cobalt to come in. Like I said, I'm probably going to order tomorrow, maybe today. I already know what I need for your set. Well, to keep us going, anyways. But yeah, I need to find out what if I need any color tubing for Anna or anything. It's been a while since I've seen her. And hi, John. How you doing? Yeah, doing real good. Yeah, yeah. Well, at least I know what I'm dealing with, right? Yeah, it was pretty chaotic there, not understanding what was going on, and then had a little cameo appearance, answer an awful lot of questions for me. Um, Going back a long ways. It just keeps occurring and occurring and occurring. It keeps getting more and more personal every time it occurs. I'm all like, all right, I see what kind of fucking games we're playing. Funny thing, I know how to work courts. And I'm sure I'm going to be up against some of the best, but honestly, that's nothing when you're dealing with fact and truth. I've been up against corporate lawyers quite a bit and won. So, it is what it is. That's for sure. What, kiddo?
To steal your hugs.
I know. You haven't brushed your teeth yet.
Never.
Go brush your teeth.
No.
You and your electric coat. He just pushes a little button. He stays warm. Cute. What the fuck do you want? Laugh. All right, come on. Come on, up here. You're big enough. Come on. You ain't fooling nobody. Yeah, you just teeny. He likes attention. He said, I like your lap. I just wanted to sniff and see if you got anything to eat. He's nosy. He makes pig noises. It's funny as shit. I'm gonna rub your fur off. Right the fuck off of your butt. Careful. He's looking for droppings. Hi, Mark. Oh, well, if you're the 3-hole group, I hadn't verified yet exactly, but I saw that Danielle's actually the one that formed it today, and I was like, oh, well, so yeah. No, I didn't get a quote on that, but I'll shoot it to you.
I've come to steal more.
He's a cutie. More?
More.
Oh my God. I love you.
Love you too.
You have a good night.
You too.
I suppose I'd probably better cut some points too then, huh? Yeah, I wasn't sure until I saw it today, and I was like, "What is this?" And I clicked on it, and I was like, "Oh, I recognize that name." And I went to look, and I was like, "That's the one I'm looking for." Now, I got a thing in the mail today. It's got a receipt. I haven't actually broke out my flashlight to see who it come from because it doesn't have a return on the front. It does have the receipt in there telling who it came from. I'm pretty sure. Just letting you know, whoever sent that to me, I can only imagine it's probably like Renee. He is growing so fast. He's 16. He's graduating. He's got almost as much hair on his lip as I do now. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know I got your card today. But I assume it's yours. And yeah, that's definitely, you're getting a couple of them for that. Especially those full color ones are on the lower end of my price scale. Well, not with 3 holes in them. They're middle low range. But yeah, you're getting a couple of them. Actually, I'm going to send you a full color and probably a corkscrew. Yep, the double helixes. I'll make a bunch of those. I don't have any. I've got like a couple of pipes. I haven't been making any. I haven't been having anybody ringing my fucking bell either. Everybody I call is like, nah, we're good. I'm like, all right. Yeah, I kind of figured you was. That's why I'm on unemployment. uh, oh well. It is what it is. COVID. I saw it coming. Didn't you? I was telling people. I know it was fucking hard to believe when I was telling people. Now it seems like it's hard to believe. People are hard to believe that I was telling people. All you gotta do is go back to last Christmas and see what I was talking about. I was like, look, man, we got some shit coming down the pipe, and here's the dates. That's the only times I've ever given dates. It was a date for lockdown and the date for the fucking fucked up shelves in your food. And I didn't see Wendy's. That was a little bit bigger than what I actually anticipated. I didn't see Wendy's stop selling beef in areas. That kind of hit me. I was like, oh fuck. That was I'm counting that as an extra ding. Yeah, I'm going to get you a black pipe. Now, black glass is a little bit more expensive than the rest, but it's just I don't care for it so much because it's got so much metal in it. You're gonna have to be careful with it because it's not gonna bounce like like this one would. Well, it might bounce. It might not. That's why I'm going to send you a clear one too. I'll put black all up in that thing. Centrifugals. Fashion chick wore a mask. Hey, Buckeye. Hey, Miss Cat. Yeah, I felt like taking a nap, but I was like, fuck it. Let's chat at least a little bit. See if Chad shows up. That way I know what he wants over here. Nice. Yeah, I've busted Cobert's ass a few times. I'm actually subbed to him and quite frequently go over there and uh, talk about the cartwheel and moon. I'm probably blocked a long time ago. I should probably check that. Especially since I changed my thumbnail. I ain't even leaving links on. I ain't even trying. I'm just like, hey, you see that thumbnail? Recognize that eye? He brought the conical hat and Dingley Cobra with him just so you wouldn't mistake who the fuck that is behind our planet on NASA ISWAL satellites. Something like that. People are clicking on that fucking thumbnail. So I ain't even leaving links. I ain't getting no comments back like I used to when I'd leave a link. Just point at the fucking thumbnail. It's speaking for itself. It's something I should have done a long time ago. But, I mean, there's no actual fucking manual on how to wake them up and fuck her up. You know what I mean? I'm just over here fucking flailing my fucking arms, hoping somebody takes a look. And it's like, look what I found. And it's not for a monetary gain. It's for fucking, God dang it, we've tried this forever. Let's do something better. That's going to just, maybe for you, but that's not going to work for me. That'll send me to YouTube Studio. Well, it might be just you because I've been seeing an awful lot of flack coming out of stupid fucking areas. But as far as like real people go, depends on who they're looking at. If they actually go back into the first bit, I've been blood and nails and block people, and then I come in and they're in different talk about, I went back and looked. Um, just depends on if they look. That's all I've ever asked anybody to do. I got people out there talking about I'm CIA to thousands of people now and shit. Fucking some kind of drunk. I smoked the marijuanas. Then I got Lee out there with his dick in the air. See what I'm dealing with over here, Jack? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? All of these people are preaching God and Jesus and Jesus. Who do you think Jesus was talking about when he said the body of Christ? He talked about you. That's who Toth was talking about. And we listened to it in the Emerald Tablets of Toth. That's once you actually get a good framework of this, it's a bam, there you are. There's your answers that you never knew there was questions for. Because I know I didn't. I had my mind blown about it. And I'll tell you, if you take it little by little, you can kind of absorb it a little better than if I gave it to you all in one video. I'll tell you that. I got most of it in one video. It fucked me up for months. How the fuck? What the fuck? Who the fuck? Why the fuck? You know what I mean? It was fucking rough. It really was. It was rough. Fucking. I didn't know which way to turn when I started getting this fucking information that fucking fast. I just started little by little chewing away at it. And put it on the fucking videos as it came. And I've had the realization of just that. If I put that fucking any other way, you look at one of them and you're like, I'll come back tomorrow when I have my head back together. You know what I mean? You've been there. You've learned how to read the fucking hieroglyphs. It's some amazing fucking shit in every one of them fucking videos. And how could you condense that? Just the learning process you can't condense. I don't think woo, everything we've ever been told to, right down to the fucking atomic level's been a lie, and now all of a sudden we're getting backed by fucking mainstream science. It's kind of weird. I have to tell you, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. But it's also the most enlightening and fucking empowering thing, of course. Now we know. We know a lot of things. We know how we got a lot of fucking information on them all to go. I know that much. Well, I think maybe some people are taking a little bit of a fucking time to look at what's actually going on because they're really embarrassing themselves trying to debunk me, especially on anything have to do with Grumpy Moose. There's thousands of fucking documented photos of both of those daytime and nighttime things getting more and more noticeable and readable, and it's like, oh my god, what is going on? To the point that I went to the fucking Grumpy Moose to find out myself. What the fuck is this fucking thing seeing? And I was like, oh my god, it's got a UV sensor on it. No wonder. And it started making a lot of sense when it came in clear, and I started noticing that was a dot. That's a magnetosphere. It's a fucking magnetosphere. And it just that took almost 2 years before I realized that was a fucking die. You can see if you go back on my page in like 2013, 2014, when that just started showing up in the camera, you can see my confusion. I'm all like, what the fuck is this? Every night I was like, what the fuck is this? What is going on in this fucking camera? I've got not only pictures, I've got videos for 24-hour time lapse of that fucking camera. We've got all kinds of, like, Denise Chavez. I don't even know if you know her, but she was on my page back in the day analyzing all that shit that I was capturing. You know, that shit was vetted. that's the one thing those motherfuckers really don't want to be fucking with, because that's huge documented. That fisheye right there, huge documentation on just that. Yeah, the writer they prove me. That's what I've come to the same conclusion. What are you going to do with it? I'm going to use it. They're like, well, look. Look at his stick. I can't see the fucking moon because of his stick. And the fucking UV sensor. You know, and then they want to go off on semantics. Like, you know where John got the MRI in the sky? Me. Because a UV is likened to an MRI of the sky. It's a fucking UV sensor. It's not visible light. It's laying it out in the IR spectrum. They're fucking going off on semantics. And I'm all like, is that the best you got? It's fucking stupid. You ran into yourself in the car. I keep running into. Well, I don't get all my notifications, so I go through all my videos every now and again, and I'll find new people saying stuff, and I'm like, hey, or old like Chad throughout the learning process. I give you little hearts. I'm like, oh look, here he is back in here. I never saw you commenting back in there. But no, I mean, you know, that's what I do. I go back through and see if anybody needs help or yelled at. It is fucking what it is. I was just telling, I tell people all the time, I say, you know, ladies, you may have some kind of fucking crush on me or whatever. I don't know. Some people seem to, but I'm telling you right now, if you was living with me, I would drive you batshit fucking crazy. I gotta tell you. Oh yeah, I get a lot of complaints about my language. That's a daily thing. I'm like, you know, number one, you should probably read my about part before you go fucking digging too deep into my channel. Number two, all of my videos are marked adults only, no children. I don't know what to tell you. If your kid's learning new words from me, it's your fucking problem. If you got a problem with my words that I use, yeah, again, it's your problem. And that's the way I look at it, period. I know I'm offensive. Kind of like being offensive. Some people need to be offended in a very real manner, not in an insulting manner, in a real manner. You're a fucking fucktard. Well, I got a video. I am too. I walk around with fucking snot bubbles trying to knock my whole fucking shop over and shit. That's what I'm saying. We're all fucking in a learning process here. I ain't after nobody's nothing except for maybe a little bit of your watching time. So you can get some information that I never had. I've never seen in my life. And I've done an awful lot of looking. I've seen some similar stuff, but it's always twisted. Anything that came after we were carving that shit on them fucking walls in clay or papyrus or fucking paper, you could just fucking burn it. Well, not yet, because some of those legends actually helped me understand what I'm reading. Like, oh my God. Like the Horus thing. I didn't know he was born of all gods, a baby, which totally helped boop, fix in that scarab and why it's red and all the whole. I was like, oh my God. And a lot of different things, Set and fucking Raw and Horse. They go through the whole fucking story, and it's not what, just like the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. You could listen to that 100 times, but without the framework, you're not going to get what he's saying. Hey, Lauren, how you doing? I'm just trying to give you a good framework because independently of me, you're going to go listen to these things and make sense out of it, which is going to concrete the framework I gave you. It's like, oh my God, this whole fucking everything I look at now at this point in my life is fucking making sense. And that's what I want for you because that's a hell of a good feel. I don't care if it's fucking upside down and chaotic. At least you know what the fuck for. And we can fix this. It's not all hopeless. We're not alone. There's a greater power at work here, et cetera, et cetera. I could go on all day about the good things about this shit. Hey, I'm in a good mood. I'm saying shit, fuck, and that's just fucking way I am. Period. I don't have any governor switch up here. I don't need it. Because I know I'm not gonna fucking spit out anything I fucking don't want anybody to know because I've already done that. So a clear conscience can work for you? You give a fuck. I'll tell you how it is. Because I know I'm not trying to hide anything from nobody. And it's a damn good feeling. Everybody always asks about the spontaneous human combustion. I think it's tied into it. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, though. Well, Lauren, you know good and damn well if you'd have run across this shit, you would have give it to us too. Any human being would. Well, there are human beings that have chosen not to so far to date, but I think they might change their minds. We'll see. Well, yeah, and if we don't, Crater's going to anyway. But I'm not looking at it like that. I'm like, we actually have a responsibility now that we have this knowledge to give it back to everybody. That's in my heart. I have the responsibility to guard it and give it as it was given, and I pass that on to everybody who touches it. If you're going to give it freely and give it as it was given. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Chad? Yeah, there's quite a lot of volcanic activity going on this evening too. Mom started inducing heat a few hours ago. She's getting warm again. She's trying to slack off last I looked though. Good. Glad to hear, Chad. Hey there, 11. How are you? Coral Castle. Yeah, he had a very valid levitation technique. Oh man. Yeah, that whole vaccine train needs to end. They need to just fucking end it. They need to end it, and that would be a really good sign that somebody's fucking having a heart change. Tell you that. Mama's not happy about that news creator. I think it might be gonna get stopped anyways. For all I know, the way this shit's been going, this shit that happened last week and the fucking ruckus that it has caused might be the beginning of the exposure of this shit because it's going to be talked about. It is the core reason I stepped down as a sitting senator's top investigator. And that's when the shit started getting crazy in my life. Hi, Miss Raymond. Yeah, well, it's going to get a little more exaggerated every day. And if you don't notice the exaggeration by the end of the week, you will. It's just, it's going to be like that until we go boing. At this point, it's not going to stop. I was actually feeling it today in my body, which prompted me to make that last video because I mean, I'm not feeling sick, but I felt the actual physicalness of it. I was like, whoa, whoa, woo. And I just kind of sat here and I'm like, and I felt it again. And I was like, I know what that was because I felt it in here. And then I felt it like physically fucking pushing me. And I was like, so I felt like because people are probably getting sick, it needed to come out again. I think Mom was giving me a little nudge about the human frequency, why you need it, why it's there, kind of thing. Again, y'all felt it too. Good. And tremors all day. Yeah, that's fun. Miss Raymond has two different color spectrums in her sky right now. It's like, damn, that's she got herself a double rainbow going on over there. And they're definitely two different spectrums. That's science. You got two different spectrums. There's two different fucking light sources, and that would include a fucking period right behind that statement. That's about all there is to that. And it was huge, yeah. Well, that's because you're seeing that rainbow on the refraction of a fucking actual planet behind you. That's why it's way up off the fucking horizon. That's the light you're seeing at night. I've actually explained that in previous videos about the rainbows and the double rainbows and why Ohio sees a lower rainbow, but it's the same rainbow you're looking at in Florida because it's further down on the fucking planet and you're actually looking at this shit through the Cherenkov. That's why, because a rainbow should always have the same. It follows you. You know what I mean? That's different. If you can go up and down on the planet and that thing just gets bigger and bigger, there's a problem. That's not how rainbows actually work. Yeah, documentaries are awesome. I usually turn off their volume or turn it really down. That way, if something comes across, I can hear it. But like a story or a legend, they start telling legends, man. I turn everything else off and start listening to that legend while I'm looking at their pictures. But a lot of documentaries, they're kind of useless, except for the pictures. It's like, oh wow. They sprayed it so much they brought attention to it because it's reflecting two different fucking spectrums. Yeah, that's pretty telling, isn't it? Yes. It's like being in a blacklight disco club, Michelle. Your house is going to be bright. Everything else is going to just look normal, but because you don't see UV very well. That's why everything's so bright. That's why you're casting shadows because Ra, the dark star, the blue Kachina, is right up our ass. Now, is he visible? Oh, yes. You will see him. But the thing is, he's damn near the same color as the sky. So it's kind of hard to see him right now. Between the Cherenkov radiation, which is brilliant blue, also. And if you haven't looked up Cherenkov radiation, you really need to understand how it can be camouflage for a planet. People are like, why can't we see them if they're there? Well, because you haven't gone to my oldest video and looked. Put all his fucking answers on a video. What do you want? Then I gotta go dig the fucking answer back up for you. Jesus. Oh, I don't need to look. Where's your evidence? I don't need to look. Like that's what I'm. That's the best I'm getting. Like it. Ah! It's over there. It's right on top of the fucking page. Holy fuck. Yeah, it's a matter of time. And there's going to be incidents and things that happen in between here and there. And we're definitely rolling back to a different sun, though. Captain Obvious strikes again. I swear to God, man. See? We've needed Captain Obvious, obviously, because there's been some obvious things that nobody's fucking been looking at. Oh shit. Yeah, try not to do that. See, the whole point about towing that car is that you're saving that gas. It's beautiful. Your compass was out last night. That's no doubt. That's kind of a stoner move, Dana. That's good shit. The black dot on some of the live cam. That's an aperture thing in the camera to keep it from burning out the lens. Mine would do that if I didn't have my didymium lens. It would burn out my fucking camera. Most cameras are not equipped to look directly at the sun. Well, if you're looking at a reflection of another light in the sky, then it's probably another planet that's bigger than you want it to be. Because if it's real close to the sun and it's fully lit, that's got to be on the other side of the sun. And if it's obviously not putting out its own light, that's a planet. If it looks like the moon, it's not the moon. It's a huge fucking planet, at least as big as our fucking yellow sun on the other side of the sun. And you can see that in a reflection. I've seen this with my own eyes, if that's what you're talking about. Oh, well, yeah. See, anything in a camera, I don't know. If you're seeing it reflecting off of water, then yeah, I'm telling you, I don't care if it's in a camera or not. If it's reflecting off the fucking water, it's there. But I've seen it in the sky myself with my own eyes. I've seen a few fucked up things in our sky that nobody's talking about. I've seen one of those planets up close and personal. And it backed off into the Cherenkov, and it is still there. I see it every day. It's a huge fucking shadow in a clear blue fucking sky. Boom! All of a sudden, it's dark in one huge swath of sky, and it's like, man, that is a shadow behind Cherenkov radiation. I watched it fucking back off. You can see these fucking things. And at night, better, because you can see where the stars aren't. We'll sit there and look at why the stars aren't there, because there's something massive blocking them. And there's the circumference of it. You might not want it to be that close or that big, but guess what? There it is. It's, I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't there. I've seen it myself, and so have a lot of people. It's truly we're surrounded by huge magnets. Yeah, they've got everybody so distracted, but get outside and look. I know not every day is a clear day, but you have some clear days. You should get out and look at your own sky, because things that you can see with your own eyes are going to leave a bigger impression on you than anything you're going to see in a camera. Because anything in the camera, to me, is going to be a question. I've unless you're looking at a IR spectrum overlay, which is the only reason I stuck to the fucking camera I was using, that Grumpy Moose, because it had that. It had the UV sensor on it, and you don't get that in any other. Look at the specs on all these other cameras on the planet. They do not have it. So I understand people's confusion about it. But once you fucking look at the specs and you look at the actual evidence of thousands of pictures of that growing darker and darker over time, as if it was getting closer and closer over a 2-year period, debate over. That is not a fucking car light. That is not a fucking searchlight. That is not a fucking farmer's field light. We deciphered that in 2016 using that picture. I was like, well, because we had been wondering. It didn't take on definition like that immediately. And I'm talking about hundreds of people debating on my fucking channel over what the fuck we were looking at. Until I brought the specs forward. I was like, look, this is what's going on at night. So, but what the fuck are we looking at? And then I was like, oh my God, that's a magnetosphere. That's a sun. And it struck me. I didn't even know what a blue sun was, a fucking blue spectrum, UV. I just heard the blue sun Sirius and shit. I never really gave it a lot of attention. But once I started seeing that, I started looking at, is there such a thing as a UV sun? And it came up, boom, blue sun, one of the most common fucking suns in the fucking solar system, blah, 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 blah. I was like, holy motherfuck! There's 3 suns. I had been following the red one with its planets and counting them. And that's how I found this fucking UV thing. I was like, oh my God. And there's a whole story behind that. You know what I mean? They're trying to debunk one picture as if it's just standalone. That's the only one I ever had. No. That's not the fucking case. Especially with that fucking camera. Oh my God. It's the only one that I've ever seen on the planet with a UV sensor on it. And it's way up the fuck north so it can look at auroras. That's the only reason it was there. That and weather, I suppose. People want to know what you're looking at. They do, Miss Raymond. I'm glad you have all looked and just. I mean, it. Like I said, it's a little crazy. The chemtrails are actually mainly just to keep the power grid on. But they've been shooting up stratospheric aerosol injections for years, decades, and they doubled them about the time NATO came out and said they're going to be doing it. And they started the program a long time ago, last year sometime. They came out and told the world. Well, why did they? Because the world was losing the power grid. They're telling you exactly what the stratospheric aerosol injections for solar radiation management are. They're stratospheric aerosol injections for solar radiation management, because without it, your transformers are going to get overloaded, and entire nations in South America went fucking black about the time 5 states went black in North America. Remember that last year, the year before? And then they came out. NATO says, oh, yeah, we're going to start using these and experiment through Harvard and all these NASA's stuff. They told the world, we're going to spray. And they didn't call them chemtrails. They never have. I've been in all those chemtrail wake up clubs talking about chemtrails don't exist. However, stratospheric aerosol injections for solar radiation management, dude, you might want to look those up. And you know what happened to me for years? I got tired of it. oh, you're a fucking shill. They do exist. Look, they're not Comcast. I was like, you didn't even read a fucking word I said, did you? Past chemtrails don't exist. Nobody would. Nobody. I spent hours, wasted fucking time, trying to get somebody to just look up the term and stop, because it's called plausible deniability in government. If you don't know what the right terms, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and it does not exist. But if you use the right terms, you're going to get every fucking answer you ever wanted. We'll be here, Miss Raymond. Yeah, that's one thing about me. I try not to forget too much. I talk a lot, Chad. Once it's in there, it's in there like fucking Prego, man. It's, woo. Ain't no getting it out. If I was on meth, I know, right? I'm just out there, being Captain Obvious. People sometimes just don't want to fucking look at the obvious shit. Because people want to say, "Oh, you're a genius." I'm like, no, no, I'm not. Creator's a genius, and you might be seeing that in me, but this just makes sense. Once you have the right framework, anybody can understand. It's just, I am very physics based, and I've been following this for a very long time, and it's the only thing that made sense. And now I had that translation vetted from linguistic. If they want to see, that's another thing. One of these channels went on about how wrong my translation was. Here's the real translation of it. I didn't even look. I don't give a fuck. I actually had my translation checked with fucking experts of linguist decoding and shit that I don't know. And they were like blown the fuck away. So I was like, okay, cool. As long as I'm not fucking wrong. We're like, but how did you? I'm like, what? Well, I'm not sure how I did it, because at the time I wasn't. It just happened. I was reading them, and then John came along, and I was like, hey, John, what are you getting out of this fucking airplane here? And he drew the four winds like Lee had, because Kendra had brought me Lee, bugged the fuck out of me with Lee. I was already on Ken Wheeler's page. And watching him fight with Lee, I realized I didn't like Lee before I ever went to Lee's channel. And I had told her that. And then I went and looked anyways. And I was like, maybe it's a good thing I went and listened to Kendra and looked at this fucking asshole. And then there's John drawing four winds. And I figured out how I was doing it. I was like, man, this is so simple that I couldn't even figure out how I was doing it. It just happened because it's so simple to understand. It's basics. Yeah, like I said, I apologize for that. But it's everybody I go look, everybody I start talking to or whatever seems to have creepy people show up, and then their whole agenda changes on their channel, or their whole direction changes, whatever. So actually starting to become almost expected. That's why I'm just internalizing it right now. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck we're going to do. Y'all need to look at my old videos anyway. I think by the time you get done with them, you will understand what you're looking at. By this time, and between me and John, you should definitely be able to get her down pretty good. Yeah, it's not a coincidence that this has come at this point in time. That's why I'm assured of. I mean, like Lee wants to say we're all going to die, and I'm like, if we were, why would Creator make certain that all this happened? Why would he even go through the fucking trouble of that? It doesn't even make sense. We actually have it right down to the fucking Creator in every atom. And why would we need to know that if we were all just going to fucking blink out? Why would we need to know that right now? Why? I can't come up with a fucking answer except for because you're going to be the difference in this situation and we're not going to blink out. That's all I'm left with. And that's not faith or belief. That's just fuck. That's the only thing I'm left with. That's what has to be going on. I know that. I know at some point y'all gonna be in that mama's womb with your humans up and fucking giving off some fucking heart love. That ain't such a bad fucking future. Have a good night, Michelle. Keep your heart relaxed. I do too, Renee. You've watched this slow train wreck. And it seems like the awakening of people are paralleling the speed of the momentum of this event that we've been watching picking up because it's definitely on a different scale than it was 2 years ago, last year, the year before. I can't help but think that it's just going to keep going faster and faster. Well, Lee is definitely, he's got some issues. He's not the only one. And he straight up tell you what, in his own words, what the problem with Lee is. He hasn't looked. He didn't feel the need to. He knew better, and he made a fool of himself 3 or 4, 5, 6 fucking times. Then he put his dick in there. I was like, well, that's just fucking topping of the cake right there, buddy. I did not touch his dick. what are you what are you supposed to do with shit like that? Except to point out, like, hey, look, he just said he doesn't need the evidence. Well, right there, the fuck it is on the top of the fucking page. What do you mean bring it? It's right on top of the page. It's right there. There it is. It's right there. There it is. And then he goes on and on. He still hasn't made one single fucking retraction. So yeah, I hope Lee is actually looking at this point. I really do. Wouldn't it be a better world if Lee stopped hating women and started teaching people the actual Creator language, where the Creator is, how to talk to the Creator? I think it would be great, personally. But we have yet to see which direction he will travel. I'm hoping the same for fucking Mr. Bros, to be honest with you. I don't know how else I would have to look at that. The best thing would be for him to sit down and think about this shit for And everybody else involved happens to be silently watching the fucking fool over here in his fucking corner. I'll never give you anything that you can't see and touch and feel and reproduce in real life. And that is not something anybody's used to. Look at all these YouTube channels, the truther channels and stuff. They always leave it a mystery. They never give you something you can hang on to. And it's fuck. Are you kidding me? That's not by accident. It's always a maybe or an if. Let me tell you something. We're a little beyond that on this adventure. I was in the maybe and ifs for a few years. When all I had was a polar vortex, there was a red sun. I'd been fucking confirmed, and we were following. I still, and I'm not claiming to have all the answers yet, but I got an awful fucking lot more than I started with, and I just want people to see the path I took to get here. That way, you can look at the path. The things are still just as evident as they were. And hi, I'm Captain Obvious. And yeah, all you gotta do is look. All you gotta do is look. And most of the time, I'll send you somewhere else. Well, yeah, he's got some heavy issues, Cat. Well, court admissible. I've made videos about what IR spectrum is and shown you the Supreme Court decisions on it and how it is empirical evidence in court. And that means when you walk in with it in court, it doesn't have to be proven. It's there. It speaks for itself. Something I give that you can't see. Oh yeah, no, I can't. And I do talk on how it gives you confidence and stuff, but yeah, I guess I prove it through actions and not bending. It scares people. It makes them think I'm getting ugly. But I mean, when you're dealing with ugly shit, you just got to get the fuck down in the dirt with it, with the facts. Why would all Skycam operators? Well, I don't know there, Nibby. Do you see the UV sensor on the fucking station? Do you see the proof over thousands of videos and pictures over the years of that particular camera? If not, you need to go to the source and look and then ask them. Because I can tell you this much. You're not getting anywhere cherry picking that fucking picture because there's thousands of them when it was a dim light until gradually over 2 years, it grew into that one that has been cherry picked. It's not a fucking car light. And what do you mean? What exactly all sky operator would you be talking about? Because like I just very specifically, and now you're going to make me waste my fucking time saying it again. Go find another weather station with a UV array on it. You won't. You can't. I've tried. They're not out there. That's why I used that one for 4 fucking years. Thousands of fucking pictures out of that one because it had the UV array on it. And we could see the progression of that in real time and sit and wonder what the fuck is going on until it became evident what was going on over time. And I've actually put that on my videos called, "Oh, look what I had in my pocket the whole time just last week." So if you want to go, there's that evidence of a 2-year span in that one camera. So you go ask them that question, whoever the all sky operator is you're referring to. How's that for an answer? Nibble nuts. Because the evidence is there. And I just explained it twice now. Do I have to go get the fucking link for you? Somebody block that fucking crap. Nah, don't. I'm just tired of it. Don't block it. Fucking tired of it. Fucking sick of it. If you want to know, go fucking look. Don't ask me. The fuck? Do I stutter? Or is English your like 5th language? Because you seem to be writing it pretty good. So does everybody else talking all this fucking trash. Go fucking look. You shouldn't be here if you don't know. Because the evidence, like I said, is over there. The fuck are you doing over here asking me? That would be my question to you, nibbly nuts. For God's sake. Stop for a second, you could. Yeah, just leave him alone. It's okay. I mean, look, I keep saying this shit's fucking incredible. The damn information is fucking insane. Oh, well. There, you got time out anyway. The fucking information's insane. And if you don't fucking go look at it, you're gonna get smacked if you come over here. Made several videos explaining that. You're welcome to watch and listen, but this is not backtrack, argue about fucking points that have already been proven channel. That's over there. And I'm not going to argue with you over there either. I'll tell you, you need to go to the oldest fucking video and work your way back because I've already covered that. And if you missed it, that's not my fucking fault either. That's your terrible fucking investigative skills. Hi, Spike. That's what there's 7 billion people out there looking for answers. And I've actually got them to the point that 7 billion people could look at them at the same time instead of fucking bugging me about it. My words are just as cheap as anybody else's. That's my whole point. You can't believe a word I say. You have to fucking know this information. And it's verifiable, repeatable, understandable, and easy to fucking get. A lot better than my stupid mouth rattling off. I'm glad. Well, see, Michelle, and that's exactly the effect it starts to have on people. You start to make sense out of the mayhem that your life has been. And it's like, oh my God, I wish I would have known this a long time ago. I do too. I am in the same fucking amazed boat everybody else is. That's the whole thing I think people don't get. I went through this process. You need to go through it. And I'm not going to fucking walk you through it. I already did in a map, drew circles. I did the best I can because you can't believe me. You have to go look at this shit. I'm going to tell you where to go look. It would have helped. It sure as fuck would have, wouldn't it? But I mean, look, they obviously somebody didn't want us to know this information, and it's known now. It's known, and it's easy to understand. Just take your time and learn it, and most importantly, learn it without me. See, that's the most important thing about this. You can't believe me. You have to go learn this shit. I know they didn't teach you that in school, but I'm this ain't school, folks. This is real life. You know, this this is like fucking do or die. More than anything we've ever known. Doing your own research, and that's yes. That's the best thing you can do. And legitimate sources. You get. I'm not going to send you to tinfoil hat clubs. I'll send you to the doctor. I'll send, I'll send you to the Mr. Magnet over here and talking about Hallback arrays and how to stack magnets and make the field even stronger, et cetera, et cetera. I'll take you anywhere but my head. My words. That's another thing nobody's fucking used to. And I understand that. And sometimes, like I said, the process needs to be slow for some people. If you can rush through some of that, swallow it, and sponge it up good, go for it. But once you start getting your mind blown, slow down a minute and look at it a little deeper because that's something you didn't know. And you should get to know that a little bit more. But that's everybody's personal adventure. And I can't tell you how that's going to go for you. Yeah, there's a few of them, Nibbly, but a lot of them are shut down, including Grumpy Moose. Grumpy Moose is shut down. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They actually shut it down. It's no longer even in operation. But the station's still there. Funny enough. Yeah, go to Grumpy Moose and actually look at the last date that they updated that thing. It's not even, that one's not even in operation. It's still listed though. All you gotta do is Google it. Grumpy Moose. Boom, there it is. Looks like it's on operation until you look at it, and then you see it's not. And it hasn't been since 2017. right before Ra popped out of it. But that's all coincidence. Because I've got later photos than that 16 photo, too. That's what I mean. There's thousands of fucking photos of that one UV sensor because that's the only one I could find that was in operation. Except for one in Russia that just it wasn't something that you can access all the time. Yeah, not only that, they shut down the they start shutting down these solar observatories too around the fucking world. I mean, why would you do that over pornography? That are you kidding me? That's get another fucking astronomer in there. They're a dime a fucking dozen. You know what I mean? But all of them are still shut down. Why is that? It's not just the fucking weather stations. It's the fucking solar observatories. It's all kinds of shit that's just been shut the fuck down over the last few years. Walking around blind. I am too. My last resort's Iswa over here, and that freaked me out. And I was like, John, if we're seeing this fucking in Iswa, that means these things are within visible distance. And I went out and looked one night and almost shat myself. I was like, it took me like a big 5 minutes to find what I was looking for. I was like, holy shit. And I went back and told John, I said, John, I'm going with it because I'm looking at a huge spot of blackness in my fucking sky that should not be there. Yeah, it's definitely obvious. You just got to look in the right spot. Everybody got you looking directly into that blinding sun. And I'm telling you right now, they're easier to see at night. And it's not a bright star you're looking for. It's a huge, massive fucking shadow over your head in the north. And that's visual proof that there's a magnet behind you making those closed field lines. I had to see it myself. And I went out and looked. And there it is. No, actually, there's more than one. Well, you just keep working through those older videos and take a break when you need to. Practice with your magnet. That's going to help you more than anything. Once you just got to practice with it. Everything you do, you got to be conscious of it, and you're going to start really having some revelations happen that off my channel. What's up, tinfoil? Yeah, we all deserve this. This is why we were created, to know these things, to be these things. It does, Chad. It's the herb that brings you closer to God, they say. I'm not sure exactly who they are, but I do know they're in the Hebrew teachings. Thank you, tinfoil. Hopefully, people will look around and start at the older videos because that's God. I keep saying that's actually the only advice have for you because I've already put everything else in video, and it began at that #1 video, and you should work your way back. It's like I'm a broken record, and people get pissed at me for it. I'm like, tough shit. I actually put in an awful lot of fucking time before I ever made the first video. So, I'm not asking you to fucking spend nearly as much, just 10 minutes on a fucking video. Watch it and learn. That was like fucking no, or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like fucking, I'm not forcing anybody to fucking do anything, and I'm sure as hell not going to let anybody force me to have to fucking do something. Like talk to them about something I put on a video a long time ago. I don't have that kind of fucking time. And I view that, if it is pushed, as a troll tactic. So I'm telling you right now, after 8-9 years of doing this, I have seen every fucking thing you would imagine, including Microsoft fucking CEOs chasing me around trying to frame me for fucking hate crime. I've got a very short fucking fuse when it comes to fucking around. And if people can't deal with that, then they can't deal with that. Again, is not my fucking problem. I'm not telling you anything, Nibbly Nuts. You need to get the fuck off of my goddamn channel and go look. You're on the wrong channel, Nibbly Nuts. You haven't even looked, motherfucker. How are you going to question anything you haven't even looked at? Huh? How are you going to question something you haven't even fucking looked at? Fuck you and your self-righteous bullshit. Suck a dick. Go look. Then you can ask. You haven't looked. And we can all tell you haven't looked because we have looked. Fucker. How can you describe purple if the only thing you've ever looked at is red? It might be close. No cigar. Go look. Then we can talk. Period. What the fuck? See what I mean? Thank you. I don't even know who did that. Katniss whooped your ass. There you go, Nibbly Nuts. And that's for those of you watching. Fuck Nibbly Nuts. And if you got questions, ask them after you've looked at the videos. We'll know just by the fucking language you use and by the questions you ask if you've actually looked. Because everybody here can read a hieroglyph and understands magnet. And that's what we do here. This channel is where stem cells came from. Because that's what we do here. We carry this shit forward. We don't sit here and debate, is the moon doing cartwheels or is that UV sensor a valid fucking thing? Yeah, the fuck it is. And I actually brought the absolute fucking time proof of that in a video last week. Look what I had in my pocket the whole time, but nobody's looking. See, I answered those questions that he was just asking. And then you come back talking about how it's his right to ask. Did I not direct him to the exact title of what the fuck I did last week with that fucking? And he doesn't want to look. He just wants to be over here fucking asking questions and listening to my words so he can argue some more. Right? That's a troll to me. I don't know. Maybe he's paid. Maybe that's lead. I don't know. I'm still learning too, tinfoil. That's another thing. I learn every day. Any day I don't learn is a wasted day. Close Sonny comes in, or she's an hand grenade. Damn straight, CH. I haven't heard that one in a while. Yeah, well, and you can also see who has never even looked at what we got just by the words coming out of their mouth because they are so indoctrinated that you used to be that person, I used to be that person. You can recognize yourself in them. It's like, I gave that up a long time ago for truth. You might want to go look at it because it blew my mind. And I can tell you're sitting here just talking, ain't doing no good. I'm not going to comment on that. Like I said, it's fuck. You guys know how crazy it is. But, I mean, yeah, you went and looked. That makes you a little smarter than them. Itty bitty nuts. That's where I was going with it too, Cat. Well, don't try to explain it until you know it. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do. Just uh, once you know it, then you can explain. That's why I tell people, look, just slow it down. Give them the moon. If you don't understand anything other than that, give them the moon because that's going to. Good morning, Joe. It's a beautiful day. That moon's going to shake them awake first, and that you should familiarize yourself with pretty quickly. And I'm sure that for most of you was what you looked at first. I always point out is doing cartwheels. You're like, yeah, motherfucker, you're crazy. And then you go, look, it's like, man, God damn it. Then you say, then you come over and you push play and listen to another crazy thing I say. Then you go, look, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like that. It was for me. I read it on a wall. I was like, geez, wow. you know? Yeah, start with the moon. And they look at it, and then you know that you're on to something. Something's definitely going on. The government's not talking about. Starts putting all that into a framework. Like maybe it's not just the sniffles. You know what I mean? Maybe we're not locked down because of the sniffles. You understood that you're not crazy. See, and that's the other half of the people that. Thank you, Spike, for reminding me that there are people out there that did notice. And they're like, what the fuck? I've had sea captains just come up to me and be like, man, I've been trying to take bearings. I couldn't make head or sense out of what the fuck was going on because it was telling me I was somewhere else. And fucking, I couldn't even see my fucking guide stars. I'm like, no. It's you're welcome. There you go. We're on our side. And there's no fucking question. If you know what the fucking sky is supposed to be doing, that motherfucker is not doing what he used to do. And see, that is the power of knowing just that much. Because look at the forces that have come against me trying to prove how normal that is. Still to this day. People out there trying to make, well, Lee, for example, with his fucking cucumber stick. Are you fucking kidding me? He was working really fucking hard, getting pissed the fuck off because he is trying to prove that that's normal. How the fuck? Lee is old enough to know the man in the moon ain't supposed to be doing no goddamn cartwheel. So why is he tying a fucking cucumber to a stick and flying it around? You got to ask yourself those kind of things. But, knowing that it's not supposed to be like that, is the power of knowledge, because nobody can tell you any different. You don't have to look at a book. You already have. See? That is what I'm talking about. Once you get that kind of knowledge in your heart about who you are and who Creator is, oh my God, imagine how strong you are. Anything comes against you. It's like, it might be exciting at the point it's happening, but then look, like I said, I went to bed knowing that AJ was going to fucking press crime charges on me. And fucking, I woke up and there's John and Polly and fucking the conspirator. For God's sake. What the fuck was I nervous about? And that experience in itself helped me solidify, oh, wow, yeah, I don't care what they throw at me. It's not about me. It isn't me that they're throwing at. And I don't have to fucking worry about that. Fucking Carl. I was like, fucking Pollyanna. Carl's a fucking llama. Oh my God, where does that lady come up with shit like that? Fucking amazing. And then there's fucking Carl. She gave Carl the llama. And I'm like, oh my God. That's what made it even better. She gave him Carl the llama. Hi, Carl. Oh my God. Why is it at the top of the mountain? Until they go out and look. You need a crowbar to get the jaw off the ground. See, CH, that's a very powerful tool right there. And why would I want to give anybody anything other than that if I was a truther channel, for God's sake? Man, motherfuckers would pay for the truth, wouldn't you? Every one of y'all want to donate to me before you really understand the saying about it. You already did. You already did donate to me, didn't you? So it works. Nobody finds my fucking donate button until they open their eyes. You're like, ding, fucking ding, baby. Give me them soul bucks. Now every one of them you open, you get paid the soul bucks. I get a little bit of that pyramid scheme working for me. I even get a little bit of homebrews. Mama told me not to worry. She's like, now, you're getting some of his. And I was like, well, that's true. So I'm not going to have to worry about John fucking taking on my soul bucks. I'm getting some anyway. Hi, Brandon from South Carolina. How are you? Rigs for Us. Anna has some of them. She hasn't called me for a while. So I know she's got some. She got more than I do. Shit. I'll show you. Have a seat. Rigs for Us in Denver, Colorado. Her or Chad. See, they got that marble, except it's a double marble. There's another one on the other side of it. I'm not sure if she still has this one, but that's another marble she has. That's a botanical, correctly formed botanical marble. Here's some of my bumpers she has. I don't know if she has all of those anymore. She has two of my coffee pots, percolator. They color changed. The one here, nope. The one here is a Buddha He's got a lotus flower on his head. And you can see he's got a hairdo and he's colored out, color changing. And that's one of my lower priced ones right here. It doesn't really have any patterns on it, but it color changes. You put it right on your stove and you can see the cup on the inside that holds your tea bag or your coffee filter or whatever. And they change color as the shit brews. You take your lid off and drink it. And yeah, that's a face hugger pipe, a xenomorph. Here's a couple more of my marbles and one of my favorite bubblers she has. That one there actually has my signature on it right there. You can see the tail of my catfish right there in that middle section. It's a catfish. Well, it's basically a Jesus fish with whiskers. And yeah, it's very fucking tailed right there. I think she's actually not selling the red one because she's could have. She claims that's hers, and it's been there a while. But that's some of the things she has. She also has regular pipes and stuff like that too, and some of my lower end things. I can only assume because she hasn't called me up saying, "Hey man, I'm out of your stuff yet." So thank you. Yeah, I don't make fancy stuff like that every day because that's, honestly, they may pay a bill, but that's not really what pays the bills. That cheap shit, as fast as I can pump it out, usually does. It's not even selling because of the way things are right now. But I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna make Chad a fucking chess set. Just keep working. I'm on unemployment finally. They finally fucking opened that back up. So I ain't too worried about nothing right now. If they want to make this mess, I'll write it out. Well, what else we gonna do? I'm trying to make masks and everything to make fucking dollar during this shit. Shit, you guys sat here with me while I made these motherfuckers. Fucking pleated masks. Remember that night or week? I still got fucking half a bag full of masks that I haven't sold. They were selling better back in the day, but now they've got fucking masks everywhere. So everybody's got a fucking mask. So I was like, well, there went that. But I jumped on it. What, the first fucking week or two? I was like, fuck it. Watch this. Still sitting here with my sewing machine on the table. The blue Kachina bowl. I could. If you guys want anything custom, you're gonna have to get on the messenger like Chad did, because you can send me pictures and shit. At that point. And I check Messenger all the time, getting ding, ding, ding. If you put in a message request, I'll see it. I usually send you a voice back. And if you're on my Messenger, I would much appreciate it if you sent me a voice back. Because if you send me a big old long paragraph, I might read one of them, but if you send me a bunch of fucking big old long paragraphs, I'm not going to look at much of what you got to say. I'm I don't have time to fucking sit and read paragraphs, even if they're especially especially if you're giving me praise. I think that makes me feel uncomfortable in the first place. Good morning, Brew. How you doing, man? I ain't gonna read that shit. Oh, you're the great. I'm stopping right there. Done. Yeah, I've got 5,000 things going on. Just hit that fucking microphone in 1 minute. It gives you a minute to talk. Oh my God, think of the things you can say. Think of the things I say in a minute. You don't want me typing that shit. I don't want to be typing that shit. I can say a lot more in 1 minute than I can type. Yeah, I don't have much humility. I'm pretty bold with everything I do. Well, be safe. Drive safe, John. Yeah, I'll tell people I'm not very humble. I don't think. Um, I don't go around bragging about shit, but I mean I'm not gonna be fucking quiet either. Yeah, poor John's having some serious computer troubles there. I'm going through withdrawals like a motherfucker. I'm all like, I'm looking at this wall and I'm all like, I wonder if John's looked at this. And I'll go over and look, see John ain't made no video, and I'm all like, yeah, he's probably looking at it, but he ain't got no fucking computer. Yeah, the motherboard that fixed didn't work. It's like jacking off the picture. You say, yeah, it doesn't work very well. See, it's just fucking great. Nice. Well, draw yourself up. But what I always say is give me a rough drawing. Like Chad drew his chess set out what he wants and through every stage, like even with the pawns, I had asked him, I mean, how you want to do that. Here you go. We'll show you Miss Cat's elephant. You see, I think you have a picture in here of it with your other collection and stuff. I know that one girl sent it to me, but I'm pretty sure you did too. I've Jesus, as I'm scrolling down, I'm all like, well, I've given enough screenshots to of my game for you to know how to play the damn thing now. I, I see me floating around out there in all my fucking cruisers and everything. I'm all like, well, shit. I think she got a picture of all my ships. And you're like, what are you doing? I'm like, click. I'm playing games. That's good shit. I'm not seeing it. I went all the way back. I don't see it in here, Kat. I forget the name of your friend. Yeah, it's way down in my list, I'm sure. Okay, cool. She's gonna get us sent. It won't even let you look at it, huh? Well, you can make a fake account. That's not hard to do. Make you an email, make an account with it. You ain't even got to add a picture. You just in there, Facebook user. You have a good night. Yeah, I'm going to bed here in about 15 minutes myself. I just wanted to stop in and say hi. We'll probably be working tomorrow. Depends on what happens. I got some phone calls to make, orders to line up for glass and stuff. See what's going on. As long as nothing incredible comes up tomorrow. I've got a couple of things to take care of in the morning. I gotta go down to the courthouse, file some paperwork. But other than that, I've got pretty much my day open, I think. Depends on how long it takes down to the courthouse. Shouldn't be long. It never is here. After a few more of the old videos. Yeah. I put a lot of work in them old videos. Um, that doesn't even really show up in them videos. It's just me researching what I was reading on those walls and pretty much bringing the proof to it. And then showing you where I went to find it. That way you can go yourself and verify everything I've ever shown you. That's why those are so valuable over anything I've been doing. Well, tonight's wasn't so bad with the Schumann, but I mean, I have some videos in there. I actually brought out Professor Schumann's um, research partner talking about this shit, not just me. You know what I mean? That's the kind of video that I want you to look at. That way you can see the actual factual of who fucking did that research talking about it. That to me would be way more valuable than listening to me talk about it even tonight and explaining what it is. Um, but yeah, for actual knowing, you should probably check out those older videos because they're invaluable. I had no choice, Christy. I really, really didn't. I want this world to change for the better, and Didn't realize it's going to anyways. But I mean, this is knowledge we all need, obviously. And I'm doing it for our kids, especially mine. You know, fuck the soul bucks. Actually, it's I've done most of what I've done for my son, and why would I not put it down for everybody else's? That would just be wrong. And by the time I got those answers and everything, yeah, I mean that the work was done. All I had to do was bring it out. So I mean, the work was actually done in preservation of my own kid in a selfish fucking manner until I realized, of course, and had snot bubbles everywhere. Then it's way beyond me and my kid. So, yeah, I don't feel like I had an actual choice. Uh, well, I did. Of course, I had a choice. I could have fucking stayed quiet, okay? But that would have been the wrong fucking choice. Hi, Amy. Hi, Peter. Thank you very much. At 21, yeah, I've got a daughter. She's 24. That's a that's a subject I've covered in previous videos too. I didn't get to raise her, and yeah, she's a hot mess. Oh yeah, silence number one would fucking drive me mad, and it would put me in extreme peril. Um, what do you think would happen if a fucking bullet came through my head? Things wouldn't stop. Because you guys have what's in my head now. So they can't stop us now. Nothing can stop us now, as Bob would say. Creators behind this. And yeah, I'm telling you right now, I know without a shadow of doubt, they could put a bullet through my head. And Creator, if he wanted me here, you would watch it heal. You'd probably watch it scatter around my face and never scratch me. But if they did blow off the side of my head and Creator wanted me here, it would come back in real time. I have no doubt. So, knowing that, what the fuck is there left to fear? And that is the confidence you get from knowing this shit. And nothing can stop us now. It would never affect me, just like the attempts they've already tried. And I've been made aware that there have been ones that I'm not even aware of. So, like I keep saying, they knew who I was before I did. That's obvious now. I don't think they understood what me being here was even about, though. I think they had the wrong framework too. I'm not here to take anything from them. I'm here to give them way more than they've ever fucking dreamed of. I'm here to give them their piece of their planet back. And there ain't no reason to fear me being here. Yeah. Man, it's way more than they've ever had. That's all you need. It lights up a whole dark room. That's the beautiful thing about truth. It shines pretty fucking bright. And all you got to do is look at it. It may seem incredible. Sometimes the light is incredible. Sometimes it hurts to look at because your fucking eyes ain't used to that kind of shit. Once you get them adjusted, it's like, holy shit. And then that's all you're left with. Yeah, I mean, why would you? And then all of a sudden, you just want to start fucking shedding everything you've done. That way you can get into that. It's human nature. It's human nature. It's who we are. And the more, and it grows and grows, Miss Raymond, exponentially with each and every eye that's open. I'm watching it in real time. And it's very encouraging to see and understand. Mm. Poor John. I wish I could drive for you because I actually like driving. That's a long fucking day, John. Don't drive too much. Pull over once you start getting tired, man. That is absolutely true, Lauren. Good, John. It gives you time to think. I drive a lot of times with the radio off. Don't even. I'm just like in my head. I can only imagine you're much the same. The next thing you know, you're at your destination. Yeah, it's amazing how grand creation is. We've been sitting here looking at it the whole fucking time, and it totally escaped us. It's like mowing the grass. Lots of time to listen. Well, I'm fixing to cut it off because it's about 2 o'clock for me, John. I haven't been to bed yet. And I got things to do in the morning, and I want to blow glass. If nothing else, just to fucking blow glass tomorrow. And now I know he wants the pawns internally fucking ribbon too. That's a lot of work, so I'm going to get started on that. I've got some of it pulled out already, but overlaying, and lapping in, and all that stuff. That's going to be a little process. Might be able. I'm thinking I might be able to do two of the pawns at once. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. Got a dark blue patch. Yeah, that's a giveaway. You can see it in the afternoon. Yeah. That's usually when I see it too, in the afternoon, not in the early day. There's a lot of people who are like, well, I didn't. Well, you might want to go out at a different hour then and look, because I see things different times, and that just makes sense because we're rolling by them every day, just like everything else. Huh? Snow in the middle of a sunny day. Yeah, it's been windy here for a couple fucking weeks now. And it'll calm down, and then the wind will come in again every day. It's like fuck. Man. It was chilly today, overcast, and then it got cold as fuck. It's down in like high 30s now. Hoping for some warm air tomorrow. You gonna go outside and look up? Yeah, me too. That's where the show is. And there are a lot of people come in asking about web cameras. I'm like, that shows in your sky. You're gonna see a lot more, and it's gonna hit you a lot harder than if you're sitting there looking at it on the screen. You should go out and look, especially when it comes to the moon in your night sky, because those, like I said, those you can see really behind us in the shadows. And people will fucking sit there and argue. I said, fucking, you fucking. I'm like, why don't you go look? Instead of sitting here fucking running your mouth, go look, for God's sake. Is it dark right now? Because I know at night you can see at least one of them most of the night. Because I haven't seen a period of time when I couldn't see one at night. It's just, where is it? Because there's a couple different ones that are behind us. Wear some goggles, protect you from the plasma beams. Yeah, the past 6 or 7 years have been pretty active in the sky for me too. A lot more than any time ever else in my fucking life. I see shit by the sun that's as big as the sun, looks like the fucking moon fully lit. I've seen fucking my whole sky open up to a topography of a planet that we're right next to. I was like, holy mother of fuck. And my boy down the road, he's seen it a few times now. And me and him was standing there witnessing each other, witnessing that shit with another human being. Man, if I'd have seen that shit without another human being, I'd probably go crazy. I wouldn't have anybody to talk to about it. But I do, because I witnessed it with another human being witnessing it at the same fucking time. And he's told me, like I said, he's seen it a few times now. And I'm like, it doesn't surprise me because he works outside a lot on these fucking open fields and shit, fixing farm equipment and stuff. He's a welder. And it's right there. I can see the shadows. So I have no problems conceiving that that thing's actually coming back in and out. And now I can see it going on in this wall. So I'm sure my boy has seen that shit more than once. And I just had never thought of Well, the moon now is coming into the new moon phase. It'll be rising right before the sun. Hey, well, Miss Raymond tonight's taking pictures of a double rainbow that are definitely two fucking color spectrums side by side. You know, that shit is fucking. The signs are everywhere in the skies right now. If you know what you're looking at, especially. She's taking pictures all day of this fucking beautiful display of fuckery in the sky. And to me, a double rainbow is just as, I mean, come on, that's color spectrum. That's science. That's physics. If you've got two fucking spectrums of light, that is physics. That is IR spectrum again, court empirical fucking evidence. Right in your sky when you're looking at these double rainbows. They can't hide that. Yeah, the night is you're going to see an awful lot more at night. I've seen a fucking white rainbow at night coming out of New Zealand. I was like, oh my god. There's only one thing I can attribute that to: sun shining around the circumference of a fucking planet down there, because it didn't look like no fucking rainbow. You know, I posted up Ronnie James Dio right under the picture. Motherfucking rainbow in the dark, baby. But yeah, that happened a long time. Well, a couple years before I started making video. Maybe a year on my Facebook. You're a night owl. Well, and see, and you notice the moon too. You know, so I said so many people claim that they love the moon, they love their sky, but they haven't noticed anything's going on in it at all. And it's like, you must love your sky when other people take pictures of it and put it on YouTube. And that's just fucking embarrassing. Oh. Mm. And yes, I have a hell of a cough. It's called hash smoking cigars. I always get somebody commenting, that's a hell of a cough there, bud. I'm like, you ever smoke hash before? You're gonna cough for about an hour afterwards, and I'm continually smoking hash. What do you think I'm fucking coughing about? It's the best lung expectorant known to mankind. Of course, I'm fucking got a good cough going on. It's the whole point. You don't cough, you don't get off. Yeah, no double rainbows when I was growing up either. And honestly, and I look at the double rainbows, and I was looking at it and being like, how are you getting two prisms out of one? Two. That's and then my son points out to me the obvious thing that is even more damning. They're different color spectrums. It's not just two fucking bows out of one prism. They're actually different color spectrums if you look at them. It's like, oh my god, you're right, kid. He's fucking 16. About all the time the military chop. Yeah, well, keep in mind, all of those are our friends and family up in the choppers. We're the ones allowing this. We're the ones doing it for them. And all we got to do is stop. Until the guy in the I've never seen the double rainbow until just recently, and it started showing up about 4, maybe 5 years ago, and you can go look on my fucking again Facebook page, well documented and talked about, and not normal. Two different spectrums. Yep. I did a video that walks you through light spectrum and how it's IR admissible and all that good stuff. What's up, Cosmic? How you doing? But yeah, that came from my 16-year-old. I was like, fuck. I've been telling people and working it the hard way. I'm like, how in the hell are you getting two bows out of one? And people were like, well, you got two prisms. I'm like, two raindrops. And I'm all like, yeah, God, probably not. But then here's my kid with the whole fucking spectrum thing. And I was like, that totally escaped me. So, and people ask me, does your kid know? I'm like, yeah. What do you fucking think? A year ago, and now you're seeing it today. Yeah. Well, I don't think that's coincidence. Oh, he does. He does know. Hell yeah, my son knows. He's the one, like I said, he's the one that pointed out that there was two color spectrums in my sky. He schooled me. In other words, I was like, damn boy, who fucking raised you? Apes? Fucking wolves? Yeah, he schooled me, Lauren. He knows. He and his schoolmates sit around playing with the principals and math teachers talking about the moon doing cartwheels at school. Well, they were before COVID. That was an everyday topic at school. It's not just my kid that knows. He's just like me. And guess what? People at his school looked. His teachers looked. His students looked. Yeah, I just let him do his thing. I give him the same thing I do to everybody else. I've got my ruler out. Can you imagine being that poor kid's fucking? Oh dear. He's 16 and graduate. He's faster than his algebra 2 teacher. He's definitely and he's pointing out things that I miss. Woof. That right there. Just that right there is enough for me to be like, the fuck is going on in that head? If he's catching shit I'm missing. You know what I mean? He is definitely my sunshine. He is my reason for taking in air. And Mother felt my fucking heart ripping when this shit came to light. Who's behind it? What's really going on? Who's really behind this? Etc. Etc. And I'm all like, fucking fuck. So I had some fear for my son. And I've been made very fucking clear. That is misplaced fear. Yeah, it's a mutual thing, Chad. I have always, during the heated moment while the child's being punished and they're crying and stuff, I have always made it a habit to ask him why he's angry, talk with him about his punishment and why he's being punished and the history behind it, because he never, hardly ever gets punished for something that he does the first time. Everybody has mistakes, unless it's something that he shouldn't be fucking doing or it would endanger him. I've always sat down and just, talked to him and made sure he knows that I'm not just being mean and punishing him for any other avenue has already been exhausted. And we've already had the conversation about the topic, usually, if he's being punished. And I think that in itself has been a big fucking difference in our relationship between other kids, parents that I've seen. I'll tell you, whatever you put into a child is what you're going to get out of that child when you squeeze them. They are truly like a sponge. They'll suck up what you give them, and then when you squeeze them, they're going to spit it right the fuck back at you. Better fill them up with some good shit. You'll be surprised with what they spit back at you. That I can promise you. Yeah, it took me a while to realize why my kid's not suffering like a lot of people are. And he's going through the same things I do. Like, I never have really slept more than 4 hours since I was in the military. But of late, some days I don't even get out of bed. Well, I do, but I mean, I don't accomplish much. I go back to bed. uh, but I mean, he'll be going through his day, and then all of a sudden, he has to lay down. And that's coming from all of the energy exchange that he's open to on the fucking magnet. And he's not getting the earrings, he's not getting sick. And I was all like, man, I guess he's been watching my videos, but I had the realization that I was worried for him because he plays a lot of video games. I'm like, dude, you really need to practice your magnet. You feeling sick, and talking with him, I'm realizing I homeschooled that kid. He's never been indoctrinated. He's never had TV. He's never he's he he's a human being all by himself already. And I was like, holy fuck me. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I was just trying to bring him up real. Oh, I'm really excited about him every day. Yeah, this whole thing, all our children should have a very, very great life compared to every one of our lives. I don't care how good your life has been. Our kids are going to have multiple times better lives because they're going to be not just in step with nature, but with creation, the big picture again. And we're going to be so powerful. We scare invaders. Remember, we've already been through that. But there's going to be a bunch of us. Holiday by Madonna. Whatever makes you get them goosebumps. You're producing stem cells, repairing all your body, putting a little more spring in your step. It's that's an incredible find. They're all up in arms about fucking stem cells, and all you got to do is get your fucking self excited. I was reading somewhere somebody else found something about proving if they're finding some kind of resonant at 1748 hertz when you bring your body up and start resonating 1748 hertz, your intuition. They're doing experiments on this right now, and it's backing everything I'm saying on that too. It's scalar. Of course it is. But somebody was making a comment in my fucking chat about it. And I was like, oh my God, this fucking mainstream and all these, yeah, man, we're all coming to the fucking same conclusions. Some people might, well, this baffled scientists might not understand what they're looking at yet, but that's okay. They're on the right fucking track, you know? And I don't have to impose anything, but if you know anybody, because I don't know who the hell they were talking about, give them 1748 hertz. It'll help the research a little bit. And we can just get beyond the fucking stupid shit, figuring out what's going on. We know what's going on. Experiment with that. You know, it's a big difference. Trying to figure out what's going on to how to use what we know. We already know now why they're having these results. So if you have, because I've been, like I said, I've been to Brian Forster's and all these people and Michael Tellinger and uh, Heart Math Institute, Heart Brain Institute. Nobody's talking back. But if you get somebody to listen, man, fucking sure as hell would fucking help humanity. That would be great. I'm working on it all the time. Sometimes people look. I just had another geologist talking about how he is out there showing people what's going on with this wall and the quakes and everything. He's been in it 30 years. I'm definitely right about everything I say. And that's not narcissistic, that's deep research. And that's the only reason I'm right about it is because that's all I'm going to fucking talk about. See, that's just I don't talk about shit that I can't prove very often, except for on this page we talk about theoretical shit a lot. I am tired. I've talked another half hour past what I said I was going to do. Okay. See how I do that? I can't stop. Could you imagine living with me, hon? Because fuck, drive everybody around me nuts. Exactly. All I talk about is facts because we've had enough of this bullshit. You can interpret it any way you want. Plenty of people think I'm narcissistic, but just actually not very many. Only the ones that know so much that they don't have to look. Oh my God. Yeah, some of the right people are seeing, Chad. Some of the right experiments are happening, and it's just growing beyond anything this channel's doing. Thank God. It's getting to people, and if I'm hitting on their actual field of profession, like a geologist or a captain that drives a ship, they don't have to go do their homework. They already did. And they get that aspect and they can spread that to other people in that profession that I have no fucking idea exists. That is exactly what I want to happen. And that's exactly what is happening. And that's fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Thank you for doing that. All of you. That's how we change the world. It's how we change the world. That's how this world is going to fucking change. I don't give a fuck who doesn't want it to. It's gonna. It already has. And that's probably a good place to leave it tonight. I'm going to sign out and take myself a shower, find a pillow. Y'all have yourselves a good day and a good evening. Keep those magnets fucking working. Keep them relaxed. It's a good future we got.